and wanted to talk about it. And I think it really translates to success in internet marketing really well because you have to have it for regular living to be successful at any kind of really business. But internet marketing is especially challenging for some people. So I believe that, and this is something that it's not glamorous. It's not, it's not like the. Yeah, I do think it is the secret key to being having success online. And let me tell you a story real quick. So I'm going to a sushi place to eat, right? And this is an awesome sushi place in Michigan. You don't really get a lot of great sushi as you would like people in like Hawaii, California, even like Florida by the water and stuff, because you're getting fresh fish. But this place is it's a Japanese fish market, and so it is a lot fresher than other places. So you get right off the boat or truck or whatever they fly it in. I don't really know, but so it's a lot fresher than any other sushi that I've had. So I go in and I'm super pumped because I haven't been there in a while. It's about 45 minutes from my house. I just happened to be out that way, so I was like, hell yeah! And it was in the middle of the day, like 3 o'clock, and that's the cool thing about being, an internet marketer is it doesn't matter what time it is. You can just go do what you want to do whenever you want. So it's just really, really nice to be able to do that. So yeah, so I go in and and as I walk in, the market is open, but then there's a big close sign on the sushi bar, and I'm like upset. I'm like not upset, but I'm like, this is pretty damn lame. I'm like, why? It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're like, oh, we open at uh, at 4:30. We open back up. And let me show you the picture that I took of the sign. Uh, let's do that, and hopefully you can see that. You can kind of see it's funny. You know, well, this kind of gives away the story. But so this is this Japanese chef. His name's Pete, and so Pete, was on his break or whatever, kind of eating a roll over on the other side, and I was like, hey, Pete, I don't. He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, when are you guys gonna open up? He's like, oh, 4:30, and I'm like, oh man, that sucks. I mean, I drove like a while to get here, this and that. Is there any way we could do something, on some sushi? And he's like, oh no, there's pre-made stuff over there in the box. And I'm like, yeah, pre-made, not really my thing. Plus, another thing is, I'm real picky about my sushi. I don't really like the imitation crab, so so I have them supplement for salmon. So anyway, so it's delicious, and that's the cool thing about another thing you can do. You can ask for anything. It doesn't matter if it's on the menu. You can ask a place to do whatever you want for them. It doesn't matter. You can just kind of go in, and basically it's a custom for you. And they might charge you a little bit more, but that's why we work online. That's why we're internet marketers. That's why we do the things so we can have the kind of the finer things in life. So anyway, so he's like, no, I have to. If the manager would be mad, we have customers complain because I can't do that for everybody. And so I was like, oh, come on, man, let's do this. And he's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, oh, well, let me talk to the manager. He's like, oh, the manager's not here. I'm like, oh, well, okay. So I went to the front because they have the Japanese, the market area. They have the cash register where you check out, and there was a younger, excuse me, a younger kid working there, and I was like, hey man, could you point me in the direction of your manager? And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's like, he asked the other lady, is he here? She's like, yeah, yeah, he's in the back. I'm like, okay. So he goes back in the back, and the manager comes out. I was like, hey man, I drove 45 minutes to get here, this and that. Could you make could you have, could we get some sushi going? He's like, yeah, sure, 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 sure. So he tells the other guy, he's like, hey, make him whatever he wants. And I'm like, ha, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So close doesn't really mean close, and you really have to have that persistence to be able to it, do the things that normal people would be uncomfortable with, and just kind of push through and be persistent and just to get what you want. And that's what successful people do. And that's what I'm doing with my business. And if you want to know more about it, click on the link down there and watch or put your email in, watch the free video, sign up for the free system, and let's work together and let's make an empire. Let's get things going. Let's put some of that persistence to action. Take some massive action. Let's go out and make a bunch of money online so you can go in the middle of the day and eat sushi or whatever kind of food you like, just in whenever, because that's when nobody's in these restaurants. Don't you get pissed when you're out on like Friday night to get like some food and it's like lines out the door? Well, that's because people get their paycheck because they're living paycheck to paycheck, and that's the only time they can go out and actually eat. And they take their money and then they go out and they splurge on these restaurants. They go to Applebee's and they rip it up. But yeah, but you have to wait an hour and a half to get there. So that's why I like going out during the day when nobody's out there and we can just kind of go and eat, and do what we got to do. So click on the link down there. Let's work together. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching the video, and talk to you later.